Bitcoin is about to be 85K. And in case you're wondering, I am preparing to buy a F ton of more crypto in 2026. I even sold my gold chain, which was many thousands, and replaced it with a nice silver chain. Looks the same, feels the same, and this is only $100. But if we're being serious for a minute, I want to talk about a few things about this bearish price action and talk about why I'm so bullish on seeing this happen. Okay, because I feel like there's an ongoing sentiment in crypto. I don't know if it comes from X or it comes from just crypto YouTube in general, where people feel like they have to get in during the bull market, ride the top, and they have to continuously get out every single bear market, sell, rinse, repeat, sell, rinse, repeat, and you always buy low and sell high. And a lot of people are very scared with riding their bags down in crypto in this potential bear market. Bitcoin's going to close most likely below the 50-week moving average. And although TA has its place in some cases, it's also a psychological market. Okay, let's be honest here. We're a catalyst-driven market, and there's more upside and downside coming in the future. But let me just tell you, okay, because I've been in the stock market too, so I know how this works in the sense of psychology and human nature. Okay, hear me out. So people in stocks, especially the wealthy investors, they're not so concerned about getting at the absolute bottom and selling at the top and having to keep doing this. You know what they do? They DCA over a period of time because they know that time in the market is more important than time in the market. Also, they know they may not have the perfect entry, they may not have the perfect exit, but if they buy over a long period of time and they buy on the dips when they come, they're going to make their money back. And the same is going to happen for crypto. We're seeing altcoins right now get slashed. I sold my gold chain that I had. It was just sitting in my closet. I'm cashing up. I am ready. I am trying to prepare for 2026. And I am coaching my Discord to do the same. By the way, highly recommend you join, especially during this time. It is crucial to join, especially if you enter a bear market. There's going to be a ton of opportunity. We saw so many exits in the last bear market in 2022. We're going to see the same thing happen in this one if it takes place, and I cannot wait for that. So regardless of what market we enter, there's going to be an opportunity for both regardless. So if you wish to join, link will be in the description. But that being said, it comes from an investor standpoint. They're being told over and over that everyone, on X and all that has made so much money, not realizing it's social media. People on social media lie all the time. And that the reality is a lot of people make money in crypto similar to stocks. They buy, they hold, and they wait. It's not always just buying and then 6 months later you sell and you're in massive profit. Sometimes you buy for years on end. Look at the XRP investors. A lot of the XRP investors were buying XRP for years, and it didn't even hit an all-time high this cycle or last cycle. But they were buying through the lawsuit. They were buying through the bear market, the bull market when the lawsuit ended. Okay, and the only way you make profit without trying to time the market is you just stay in the market long enough. But I feel like a lot of people had this dreaded fear that a bear market means that everything's going to zero. And that's not true. Now, I will say what makes crypto a little bit different than stocks, if I'm being brutally honest, is crypto is not regulated for one, but we do have the Clarity Act coming out soon, which will be a little bit better from a security standpoint in crypto. And two, not every coin does come back, or if they come back, they don't always reach an all-time high. But if we're just talking about a safety standpoint, okay, this is why I say, like my last video, you can, tax harvest some of your weaker plays, move it to some stronger plays, move some of your money to Bitcoin, move some to gold. But if you buy some blue chips, good fundamentals, you buy some memes with good exchange listings, even if you ride these down, there's a good chance they're going to do extremely well, even in the bear market to the recovery to the bull market. Okay, regardless if they hit all-time highs. For instance, Cardano didn't even get close to $2 this cycle, but in the bear market in 22, it was around 25 cents. XRP, same thing, it hit $3, not a new all-time high. It was down 25 cents. Okay, a lot of these coins that didn't hit all-time highs. If you had bought them in the bear market in 22, you could have made a lot of profit if you sold in 2024. Now, looking back in hindsight, and like I said in previous videos, this time around, as an influencer, as a person, you always move forward. You always think of new plans, what can work better, what you can improve on, what mistakes you made. For me, it's going to be taking profits sooner. So if we enter this bear market again, I'm cashing up right now. I am not buying any more crypto until 2026, at least 2 months out. I want to see Bitcoin go below 75K. I want to see my altcoins go down. And I know people are going to hate that, but the reason I say that is because when these altcoins get slashed or Bitcoin gets slashed, I want to buy some more. Now I have an opportunity to bring my averages so far down that just in the recovery stage, not the actual bull run, the recovery stage, I'll have the flexibility and option to take a lot of profit. If you're a retail investor, you cannot afford to ride your bags down and not DCA, because you're going to have a high average. You're going to be climbing up a mountain trying to, get back into profit, and you're going to be very burnt out. It's going to be extremely challenging to hold on to your crypto. But if you can bring your averages down, sometimes 50% or more, depending how bad the bear market gets, you'd be surprised how quickly you end up in profit on a play that looked dead, that looked weak. Look at Zcash. We'll pull up some charts. First, let's go to CoinMarketCap. Like, some of these charts were dead for years, and then all of a sudden they rip, and then you're making tons of money. So, for instance, we'll pull up a few. Ready? So let's start with the original pick that we went over at Cardano. I'm not holding this coin, no affiliation whatsoever, but Cardano gets a lot of hate, but also has a good community behind it. Let's pull it up. So Cardano, in 2022, you could see it went all the way down to the 20-cent level, right? And the all-time high in the last bull cycle in 21 was $3 and change for Cardano. But look, the top four for this cycle, if it is confirmed to be over, is around $1.25. If you bought it in the 25-cent range up to $1.25, that's a 5x. A 5x is not terrible. Again, stocks takes you on average 5 to 7 years to 2x your money. And again, stock investors are not concerned about getting out every single bear market. In fact, they don't, because they want to remain in long-term capital gains tax. So they continuously buy. What they do is when they see a pump rise, they take profits if they need to. And if they see a dip, they largely buy the dip, or they continue to DCA. It's one of the two, okay? They're not concerned about it. But if you think about this from a long-term standpoint, and a lot of us are long-term investors, the way to make real money is buying and holding for a long time, and you accumulate. Yes, you can short. We've done it. We did it recently with Arrow, and it can work out to your benefit. It can also wreck you too if you're not careful. But there's benefits to remaining in the market during a bear market. And the reason I'm saying this is not to cope. I'm here to tell you with full confidence. I mean, do I look nervous? I'm saying with full confidence. I am prepared. I am ready, because I know if this opportunity presents itself and we see a sub $100 towel, a 25-cent arrow, hell, if I see a 1 penny cash back again, I'm even buy that. Like, if I see Turbo dip down to the 3-0 range again, you best believe I am buying the dips in these coins. Like, there's no reason why I wouldn't. I'll even be open to buying some blue chips, some better blue chips. Like, there's so much opportunity that's going to be open for us when the bear market comes. People are going to show their frustration in the market. It's normal. Again, I totally get it. I'm not here to say you're wrong for feeling how you feel. What I am saying is there's always an opportunity in hindsight, especially in setbacks. And right now we're seeing a setback. Okay. Yes, this market's different. Last cycle, Bitcoin peaked during quantitative easing. This time we're peaking when quantitative tightening is about to end. It makes no sense from a business standpoint, but from a 4-year cycle standpoint, for Bitcoin at least, it does make sense. But the altcoins have yet to pump. First cycle, no altcoin season. First cycle where we feel like hopeless instead of euphoria. So that's why I think it's risky, in my opinion, if I'm going off my last video, to be totally out of the market. I gave you guys options in yesterday's video. You can go into gold, which does hedge against Bitcoin and crypto in the bear market. You can go into stablecoins if you want. I'm not going to do it. You can move some of your altcoins to Bitcoin. Not a bad idea. Or you can tax harvest and move your altcoins into better positions, or just DCA and buy the dips. There's a lot of ways to capitalize this opportunity, and that's what it is, an opportunity. You just have to believe in it. And this is not some like hippie shit. Like I'm telling you straight up, like you can really make a lot of money. You can make enough money for multiple cycles if you do it right. Right? We've been buying now for what, 4+ years. If we have a 1 year bear market and crypto pumps after that, and we have a whole nother year to buy, we can make so much money in profit that many of you probably don't even have to come back. You can say, that's it, put it in stocks, put it in Bitcoin, put it in ETFs. So look at it from that lens. Don't always look at it like I have to win or I lose. I have to sell at the top or it's over. Like that all or nothing thing, that mentality will never help you in life. You know, if you fall down, you have the ability to get back up. You don't have to stay on the frigging ground, okay? So right now, we got beat up. We're on the ground, but it's not over. They want you to think it's over. It's not over, okay? This is a freaking mental game. Crypto is all about manipulation, psychology. I'm better than you. You suck. I'm great. Like, that's all you see in crypto is a bunch of egos and people just talking. It's all talking. No one takes action. It's all talking, talking, talking. That's why I make these videos, to help you. Because, you know, I know it's very difficult to navigate crypto, especially, you know, when you have a very highly manipulative market, especially one that's as emotional as this one. I really do mean it, that this is a lifetime opportunity in disguise. Let's pull up Tau, one of my favorite coins, and see where it's going. Okay, so right now Tau's at 300. I had a limit order actually at 300, but I rescinded it because I want to be a little bit greedy, and I think it's going to go down lower. Okay, if Bitcoin dips below 85K, Tau is going right below 300. But look at Tau, okay? So I don't know if it's correct here. It's not. Tau went to $760, give or take, twice this bull cycle, right? So let's say it doesn't go down to 12 cents, but let's say it goes down to $50 this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Let's just say it does, okay? If your average is, say, 400 and you watch it go to 760, not bad. Now, let's say you buy a crap ton of it at $50 and your average is now, I don't know, 125. And now it pumps to $700. It's not the all-time high yet, but now your average is roughly a 7x down from it. What can you do? Take profit. Every investor is worried about new all-time highs, new all-time highs. You know who's worried about new all-time highs? The investors who bought very high. See, the smart investors aren't concerned about the numbers that retail is concerned about. All they care about is making their profit and getting out. They don't care about getting in at the perfect moment or selling at the perfect top. They get in and they reduce their average to such an extent to where retail won't even look at that coin. I think it's dead. And then as soon as it pumps, before they even get these questions of, is it too late? They're already out. If we enter this brutal bear market, the sentiment for crypto is going to be atrocious. If you think XRP sentiment in the bear market was bad, you have no idea what's coming for altcoins. Because right now, people think the Clarity Act alone is going to eliminate almost every crypto. And people think that because cryptos didn't rally this time around this cycle, that most of them are just going to die. And this is going to be a growing sentiment heading into 2026. Right now, I will say this is the biggest divide I've ever seen in crypto in quite some time. There's so many people on one side bear market, on one side bull market. Where do I fall? I am short-term bearish, but long-term bullish. I still feel this bull market is on. I just think in the foreseeable few months, we're going to see some choppy sideways to the downtrend. Because right now the market is just, there's no hope in there. We need some life. But I am still very bullish and optimistic. It has not gone away whatsoever. And I'll even take it one step further. You know, I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think we're going to get an aggressive bear market. Everyone's overshooting this too. If we just have a minor bear market, or it's a shorter bear market than usual, it's aggressive but short, your time frame for getting back in is going to be very short, and you're going to have to time that perfectly. See, I'm not taking the stress of trying to sell my portfolio and hope to God I get back in before it pumps again. If you're going to do that, kudos to you. I am not doing that. That's just leaving up to chance. And yes, I know riding your bags down sounds so bad. But again, there's options. We went over many options in the last video. I recommend watching that video again for a more detailed answer regarding this. But that being said, I want to bring some level of reassurance because I think a lot of people are just terrified of what's coming in 2026, and you really don't have to be. I'm telling you guys, I've been through one bear market. I know how it was. I know what this one's going to be like. I know the sentiment that's coming. I know the comments that are coming. I know the vibe that's coming. Like, I've been through it before. And listen, one thing that's always been true today, every single time we've been in extreme fear, it's always been a great opportunity in hindsight. And every single time we pump, there's always regrets that people did not buy when there was extreme fear. This happened especially in FTX when everyone thought the exchanges were done for, that all cryptos were securities when Gary Gensler was attacking, that only proof of work was going to thrive. Even more back in time in 2020, COVID's going to reset the economy. We're never going to recover. China's going to overtake us. The job market's never going to recover. And what happened? One of the biggest booms. This is also going to take place this cycle. Right now, the going narrative is altcoins will never come back. And you know what's going to come back soon? Altcoins. If this video helped you, please leave a like. And on that note, I'll see you next time.